The reason I chose the 1 week process was because at the time I was feeling really burnt out with juggling my freelance work as a legal assistant with building my web design business and, life threw a few curveballs as well. And I actually wasn't sure whether I wanted to continue my business because it felt like I could never really gain traction. And when I came across Alana's 1 week process, I realized that I hadn't actually fallen out of love with my business. I'd fallen out of love with the way I ran my business. And I really craved the business that served my life and not the other way around. And the 1 week process was the missing piece that helped me start building this kind of business. And I think, like many designers, I just assumed that I had to go with the industry standard of offering custom projects with sort of the flexible timelines of 4 to 5 weeks. And this didn't really feel right to me from the beginning. But I just, thought, oh, this is the way you have to do it. And so before I implemented the process, a 1 week process, I felt really overwhelmed by the unpredictability of projects, not just the scope, but also the time. And these are just, all unpredictability and overwhelm are not feelings I want to associate with my business. And additionally, I also felt I really never had the time to work sort of on my business, like marketing and creating concept projects, just because I was always sort of trying to manage timelines and stuff like that. So implementing the process, the 1 week process, felt really natural to me. There was no guessing or estimating how long each process step should take. It is all laid out clearly and beautifully, and yet it offers enough flexibility to adapt to whatever one's personal way of working is, or what demands your specific niche has. Like your process will be obviously adapted to whatever kind of clients you serve. But yeah, it's just so easy. It really is a step-by-step process with plenty of flexibility built in to suit your particular business. And I think that's really ultimately the beauty and genius of the 1 week process, that it is more easeful and streamlined for both you and your clients. In terms of results, so full transparency, I've only taken a few clients through this 1 week process because one of the reasons I started using this process because I was pivoting into a different, more specific niche for my business, and this is still in its infancy. But having said that, all the feedback I've received from the few clients I've used this process with, it has all been positive. Clients comment on how organized it is and how easy to understand, and that they feel like they always know what's coming and what is expected of them. For me personally, though, the biggest sort of result is that I have refound a confidence in my abilities as a web designer and business owner. And the implementing this process has just highlighted what I'm good at, where I need improving, and it also sparked all kinds of new ideas of how I want to serve my clients better. And it has also reassured me that we can and we should do things differently to make our businesses serve the life we want instead of the other way around. I think anybody would benefit from integrating the 1 week process into their business. A seasoned designer, for a seasoned designer, could be additional mid-tier offering if they still want to offer full custom projects. If you're a new designer, I think this is where the 1 week process really shines, is that it gives you a safe and clearly structured container to work in when you're still maybe feeling a bit unsure about your abilities and what you can do, especially if you also offer like custom elements in your work. And again, it still leaves you room to grow your business. You're not sort of stuck with this model, I feel like. And then ultimately, regardless of where you are in the stages of your business, if like me, you felt overwhelmed and, on the sort of threshold of being burnt out by industry standards, I think this is just, I cannot recommend this process enough to build a sustainable business.